Breaking news, late breaking news. RFK Jr. owns Dana Bash and the whole of CNN. This episode of the MC Too Tall Show.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about the Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Your job is telling the truth to the American people.
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and it
it
is
like a parrot. You're repeating it like a parrot. I've actually read the science. You don't want to come back here and debate the science.
I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not debating.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again.
Yes.
To talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job.
Good morning. This August 6th, 2026, Thursday. Good morning. As you can see, it's bright and sunny outside. Good morning, Thursday, August 6th. You're watching the MC Too Tall Show. Welcome, one and all. From my fellow John Crancians to all you haters out there that I could safely call fucking retards who deserve to be curb stomped and rolled back into the fucking short bus that you rode in on. I'm MC Too Tall, and I'm hardcore, fierce, and sexy. And if you don't believe it, you're just a hater that doesn't know what you're talking about. So anyway, we're talking about this here. We're talking about how RFK Jr. owned Dana Bash. Not Dana Lash, Dana Bash. See, Dana Lash is one of the good ones. Dana Bash is a liberal leftist loon that knows she's a hack. She knows she's assigned to do this. But she goes ahead and does it anyway because she has to believe somewhat in what she's saying. I don't believe fully, but I believe that she believes somewhat in what she's saying, which is stupid enough. And RFK Jr. just sliced and diced her. He may as well pulled out a fucking sawzall and just started cutting bits and pieces off the fucking bitch. Seriously. He might as well have frickin' pulled out the blazing sword like in the old frickin' Voltron cartoons. And he might as well have just started slicing and dicing her the way Voltron used to slice and dice those fucking roe beasts. Because Dana Lash is definitely a roe beast spawned by the evil entity that is CNN and frickin' RFK Jr. just owned her ass. He owned her ass in all of liberal media. ABC, CBS, NBC, The three major networks, okay, are all liberal scum now that I spit on, okay? And it's a damn shame because I used to love watching The Incredible Hulk on CBS. I used to love some of the shows on ABC like Soap and Three's Company. NBC had the A-Team, and I think MacGyver was an NBC show. I remember BJ the Bear was on there. You know, well, they had some nice programming, some nice TV shows. Carol Burnett was on CBS. All in the Family, of course, on CBS. You know, they had some nice things going on. But their news outlets became total scum. All I can say is rest in peace, Frank Reynolds and Peter Jennings. And yes, some respect to Walter Cronkite. Because, yes, he might have been left-leaning in his personal life, but he never let that reflect in his news reporting. You know, Dan Rather changed that. And I'm very disappointed in Ted Koppel for going that Dan Rather route. And Sam Donaldson makes me puke with his stupid, evil devil eyebrows. He's got eyebrows just like Anton LaVey and fucking Michael Aquino. You notice that? The fucking devil eyebrows with the fucking arch. So many levels of hell where they belong. I mean, Ox Baker did his eyebrows like that, but that was a gimmick because he was a heel. He was supposed to be a villain. He was supposed to look somewhat devilish and menacing. So that was a gimmick. But freaking Sam Donaldson, I think he worships the devil with his eyebrows like that. He makes his eyebrows like that on purpose because he's of the devil. And getting back to RFK Jr., he owned the press. He owned Dana Bash. As I said, Dana Lash is one of the good guys. He owned Dana Bash, destroyed her, cut her into pieces, and I am so glad he did that. I am so glad he did that. Because somebody had to do it. Somebody had to call the press out for who they are and what they did. And lives were lost because of the press. The press had a hand in it. I mean, they're not the only cause of it, but they had a hand in it. Dr. Fauci had a big hand in it. Okay? The Democrats had another big hand in it. So, Dr. Fauci, Democrat politicians, and the press, and bad actors in the medical field besides Fauci, were all in on this deadly mess called the COVID scare, or the coronavirus crisis. And boy, oh boy, so many levels of hell where belong the left. And nothing displays that better than what happened during that coronavirus crisis. And to this day, there are still people that will put fact checkers into certain things. Like I got a so-called cough on it, okay? I don't mention coronavirus or COVID-19 at all in that song. But I do say, call for the cop, call for the soldier, call for anybody 65 and older, call for the kid, call for anybody calling you a dude, call for the kid delivering your food. And basically I'm just rattling off people and things to cough on. And I did it in jest. I did it was funny. And then towards the end I say cough on Corona, but not my PBR. Obviously it's a reference to beers. But it still got flagged anyway. which means somebody that took the time to listen to the lyrics of that song hated on me enough to flag it, and then it gets fact-checked. A rap song, a satirical rap song, gets fact-checked. And I blame wannabe engineer, wannabe sound engineer, Bradford Sable for that. He is a bitter foe of mine now. And but fear not, Bradford Sable. I will never pick my hands up to you unless you pick your hands up to me first. And then in which case you will regret picking your hands up to me. So let's not go there. So anyway, RFK Jr., a former prominent member of the Democrat Party, started developing common sense, got shunned because it's not the Democrat platform to have common sense anymore. Tried running for president as an independent, was not successful there, and then Trump took him under his wing, and now he's part of Trump's cabinet. And I did predict that he would be the next person that they target. Okay? They went after Patel, they went after Kristi Noem, they went after Pam Bondi. Well, the Pam Bondi one was legit. That was legit, because she pretty much was a drop-the-ball kind of attorney general. But they went after Noem, got her pushed out, and I knew they would go after RFK Jr. As well. Excuse me. I knew they would do that, and they're going to try to pit him against Trump. They're going to try to say some of the words of RFK Jr. prior to the Maha-MAGA merger, his current affair. They're going to try to use those words against him. And Trump is going to be wise enough to say that was then, this is now. But not in those exact words. He's going to find some creative way to twist it and bend it and put the blame right where it belongs, on the American liberal press. American liberalism is a worldwide problem, and it needs to be stopped. These aren't people with good intentions and bad ideas. These are people whose intentions are as evil as their ideas. Their ideals are as evil as their ideas. Something must be stopped. They need to be voted out of office. They need to be completely walled out of government affairs. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? I'm a white person, okay? And as a white person, I should have more say in matters relating to hip-hop culture than Democrats should have in government. White people have more business in hip-hop than Democrats have in government. Okay? And I am a white man with a say in hip-hop matters. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, or subscribe. And if you hate on me, try to stomp on my chest when you see me. Stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend. White person with a say in hip-hop matters. Recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. Be good.